The 5 most popular weekly paying dividend ETFs. Some of these I think are going to surprise you. Some of them surprised me quite a bit, actually. And we're going to cover if these are actually good investments. Weekly dividends have become a craze in the investing community, and a lot of issuers are putting out slop ETFs that are not good, but pay a weekly dividend to try to get investors to buy them. So we're going to cover the 5 largest based off their AUM. Don't forget, guys, if you're interested in weekly dividends in making money in the stock market, to like the video and to subscribe. Let's get into it. So let's break down our categories and the ETFs. We have NVDY, the YieldMax NVIDIA fund. We have MSTY, the MSTR fund by YieldMax. We have ULTY, probably one of the most popular and yet controversial funds by YieldMax, one that I used to talk about all the time because the strategy was amazing and it was booming. And then they started making some changes and it dropped like crazy. We have TSLY, one of the oldest YieldMax funds, one of the original 2. And I'm curious, can any of you name the other original YieldMax funds that they launched with I think it's over 2 years ago now? And last but not least, we have QDTE, the only non-YieldMax fund on here that is a round-hill 0 DTE strategy ETF. So these are your 5 most popular. What we're going to track today is their yield, their return of capital, their expense ratio, their total return, and their NAV. And we're going to rank these on a point system. They're either going to get a point or they're not going to get a point. And we're going to base a lot of this off of my opinion. All of it's based off my opinion, realistically. But I want to know what you guys think, and let me know if I make a mistake. So we're going to start off with the yield. NVDY, 45%. Now, this is way too high of a yield for me personally. And that's because I do not like my NAV having volatility to it. It's hard to avoid these days, but I'm going to give all these a green when it comes to the yield, simply because they're all well above the average yield of like 3% when it comes to ETFs. And I mean, even a safe yield of 6 to 8% from a dividend stock, they well outpace those. What's key with the yield, though, is what the total return is going to show, because I love a high yield when the total return is high, but that's very, very important. If we have low total return and a high yield, I'm going to not like it. So you can almost go back and actually change some of these, but we'll wait and see. We're going to start off by giving each of these a green. Return of capital is more important to some than others. If you're investing in a Roth IRA, you probably care less about return of capital. If you're investing outside of a Roth IRA, if you're going to be taxed on this, return of capital is a lot more expensive. So we can see NVDY has high, MSTY has very high, ULTY has very high, TSLY has high, and QDTE has moderate. Now, when you go through on the YieldMax website, and you can do this on Roundhills as well, I believe, you can see the percent return of capital that each payment has. So this is based off of the accumulation of since they've been announcing that data. And the last one for NVIDIA was literally 0.06%. It was very low return of capital, but looking back at the history, they have some that are closer to 100%. MSTY and ULTY both have very, very high return of capital, and that's because they're generating a lot of income with these options. And I need your help with something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the reasoning behind MSTY and ULTY having a higher return of capital is because NVIDIA is generating more income with the price growth in comparison to just the yield. I believe that's how it works. If that's incorrect, let me know. Like I said, I invest primarily in a Roth, so the return of capital stuff isn't as important to me, but I am definitely looking to learn, as I'm sure most of you are. And if you have a great comment, I'll pin it at the top so everyone can see if I did make a mistake. TSLY has high as well. I believe this ties in with NVIDIA because Tesla has been doing pretty well over the last 6 months, and QDTE has a moderate. So we're going to give out some more greens here. I'm going to give green to everything over moderate. So unfortunately, QDTE is going to get a red. They're not going to get a point on this one, but the other 4, the 4 YieldMax ETFs, will be getting points because the return of capital is high. Expense ratios are extremely important. Realistically, we're looking at how much money we're handing over to YieldMax and Roundhill to hold these ETFs. And so when you're looking at total return, it is important to factor that in as well. The calculator we use, Seeking Alpha, is going to showcase that. So we can see NVDY 1.27%. It's a very expensive fund to hold. And part of me is curious, why is it higher than MSTY? MSTY 0.99%. ULTY is 1.3%, which I understand because ULTY is a mixed bag, right? There's multiple holdings within it. MSTY and NVIDIA are the same. TSLY is also lower at 1.04%. So why is NVDY so expensive? Do they just have it be more expensive simply because it's a more popular fund and they'll make more money off of it? I wouldn't put it past them, genuinely, but only time will really tell. Then we have QDTE. We have 0.97%. I mean, I could ask YieldMax. I'm curious. Let me know. Would you guys want me to have YieldMax back on the channel? I get mixed reviews when they do come on. And to be honest, I'm just kind of tired of the same kind of answers I get every time I ask them a question. So feedback is really, really important. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Expense ratios, we're going to rank all of these. And realistically, these are all too expensive. One is going to get a point and the rest are going to get reds. And I'm guessing you can tell which one. Quick plug for my new circle group. Now I'm working on getting this up and running. What I'm going to do is have this be a private group for very serious income and growth focused investors. Now there's going to be a bunch of different functions and I really would love your opinions on how it works. So I'm giving an offer. I'm going to give away a free month to get as many people in here and get as much feedback as I can to make sure it's something that you guys think is worth it. If you don't know, I already have a Discord. It's overrun with bots messaging people, trying to scam people, and it's too hard to maintain. So I am going to go with the paid version. It's going to be relatively cheap, and I would love your feedback on that as well. So if you're interested in joining my Circle group, I'll tell you more of the benefits when it fully launches, but let me know in the comments by commenting Circle group, and then I can chat with you there. As always, thank you guys so much for support. Let's get back into the video. All are in the red except for QDTE because it just has the lowest expense ratio. Now, in my opinion, some of these a higher expense ratio makes sense. For one instance, ULTY, again, is a mixed bag. So they're selecting stocks in there, and it makes more sense that they're doing more work. NVDY, MSTY, TSLY, those are all single stock. Why are the expense ratios so high? Makes zero sense to me. QDTE, it is the lowest on the list. That's why it's getting a point. But also, you're just writing options. There's 0 DTE options though, so they're doing it daily. So it does make sense. I think that 0.97 is doable and it has been consistent. They're not usually going over that 1% expense ratio, which I really appreciate from Roundhill. So now we're going to look at total return, a very, very, very important metric. And we're going to compare that to our yield and our results so far and see which ones really start to stand out. You can see we have everything plugged in the same, and I mean, the results speak for themselves. TSLY is up 68.45%. I'm using the 1 year because they all started at different points, which is important to mention as well. And they converted, right? I would just go for the full life of these funds, but some switched from monthly to weekly. ULTY's had like 2 or 3 strategy changes and so on. So I want to be relatively fair and just showcase the 1 year total return. NVDY, 48.67% in the green. QDTE is up 23.18%. ULTY is up 9.34%, which really did surprise me. I'm not going to lie to you. And MSTY being our worst performer at 42.2% in the red. It's down almost half. Now, this does really, it doesn't blow my mind because I've watched Bitcoin fall, right? And I think a lot of us can expect MSTY to fall when Bitcoin falls. What I am surprised about is how many people are still holding MSTY despite Bitcoin falling so heavily. Tesla has been absolutely booming, and NVIDIA has been doing well. Not as well the last couple of months, but still doing well to where the covered calls are really helping boost NVDY. So TSLY and NVIDIA are best performers. ULTY and MSTY worst performers, but ULTY still in the green, and QDTE up 23%. Still a very solid performance from the 0 DTE ETF. So let's put these on the board and let's give out some points. Things are starting to get interesting, right? We have none have been green on every single portion so far. So it's really going to come down to one, NAV erosion, and then lastly, I added in some bonus points. I'm going to give a few bonus points for one additional category that I think is really important when it comes to how investors are investing. So now we're going to look at NAV erosion. And if you know YieldMax, you're going to know that this is going to be a hard portion for them. We're going to go based off of their returns, and we'll see if any really don't have NAV erosion. And I'll discuss why I believe probably most of these do have NAV erosion, regardless of their total return. Comparing NVDY to NVDA, we do see that NVDY has NAV erosion. Now, one thing that's tricky with these, though, is we look at the total return, and it's going to get a lot closer. And at some points, it may even outperform NVDA, the underlying, which is really impressive. We have seen this before with some weekly pairs. Now, the reason I say NVDY does have NAV erosion is because it's down 20% at a time when NVIDIA is up. But that's how these things tend to roll. So that's why I just am not a fan of NAV erosion-based trading. I don't like holding something where the NAV is dropping, even when it does have a positive total return, like we've seen with NVDY. Now, I also want to mention, YieldMax ETFs are designed to erode the NAV. It's just the way it goes. Unless you're looking at a target 12 like Soxy, Biggie, and a couple others, you are going to erode the NAV over time because they're paying out as much as possible, which can be a massive bummer depending on how the market and the underlying are performing. So I would give this half a point, but realistically, we gave it a point for total return. This is NAV erosion, and looking at it, it does have NAV erosion. Unfortunately, a very similar story for MSTY. This one never really came close to even matching MSTR's price, 40% differential plus, and just eroded over time. And now they're both kind of just sitting and doing nothing. Again, when we go to our metrics, though, when we change to performance and we look at total return, we can see that MSTR is underperforming MSTY. And that's because in this lull, while we've been getting paid out distributions, MSTY is doing a little bit better. And that's what we kind of anticipate when it comes to distributions. Does that mean this one doesn't have NAV erosion? No, this still has NAV erosion. It's still a yield max fund that is going to erode the NAV over time. But because of the performance of MSTY, or of MSTR, I should say, it just looks a little bit better and is even outperforming. So despite being a better performer than MSTR over the last year, it still has NAV erosion, which can be tricky for some investors to understand. Let me know if you disagree with me in the comments, and let's look at ULTY. Now, ULTY's underlyings change all the time. Their turnover rate is crazy because they're constantly looking for higher volatility. So I put it up against the NASDAQ 100. They have some of the same holdings, but very, very different. I just wanted to show kind of a benchmark. Now, ULTY has NAV erosion for sure. We'll flip the metrics. We're going to go to performance again, total return. And it has been holding up a little bit better. It's actually insane, but I think since this dip, it actually has been outperforming QQQI by NEOS, which I never would have guessed. And so here's the part where ULTY was absolutely booming. Again, at one point up 33.3%. And then it just started rapidly declining, and they started changing things up. They started doing things that they shouldn't have from the strategist perspective. And they, in my opinion, nearly killed the fund altogether. So ULTY NAV erosion, yes, it does. Again, it's a yield max fund. Now let's check out TSLY. NAV erosion. Now I want to specify that basically some investors disagree, and that's fine. It's okay to disagree. Just talk about it nicely in the comments. NAV erosion doesn't necessarily take place when an underlying fund is up, right? Like we've seen TSLY fall, but when you look at the total return, it's going to be very, very different. It's probably, I don't know if it'll outperform. Let's see. It actually does outperform TSLY. That doesn't mean this fund doesn't have NAV erosion. It just means the underlying has counteracted the NAV erosion. And that's why I'm giving all of the yield max ETFs a red. They're not getting a point on this one because of the NAV erosion perspective. Now, if you're looking at, I mean, think of this, right? If TSLY is paying out 40%, 50%, you have to have TSLY performing that amount in the green every year, over and over and over again. The minute it has a red year, you're going to have NAV erosion. And that's why I'm giving, I'm kind of being brutal when it comes to yield max. I am. Again, TSLY is outperforming TSLY. We saw the same thing with MSTR and MSTY. It doesn't mean that these funds don't have NAV erosion. It just means that the underlying has been underperforming even these, and that the income has been boosting it to give it a better total return. Now let's look at our non-yield max ETF, ticker QDTE. Now, if you think I'm going to be unfair because this one isn't yield max, I'm not. QDTE, in my opinion, still has NAV erosion. And again, the price performance can be good. It's not outperforming the NASDAQ 100, but it is getting pretty close. And I mean, the difference here is the closest we've seen, 2.5%. So if any of them don't have, I mean, they all have NAV erosion. But if I was to select one that really was the closest, it would be QDTE. But unfortunately, these most popular weekly paying dividend ETFs all have NAV erosion. And let's put it on the chart. I tallied up the points. We have 3 for NVDY, we have 2 for MSTY, we have 2 for ULTY, 3 for TSLY, and 3 for QDTE. But there's a bonus round, right? I talked about it. We have to do diversification. We have to factor this in. So NVDY, no diversification, just NVIDIA, no point. MSTY, same thing, MSTR. Bitcoin, I mean, it's a different style of holding, but still one holding. ULTY gets a point because it's diversified. It might not be diversified in a good way that people would like, but it is diversified. TSLY is just Tesla, no diversification. QDTE is the NASDAQ 100, meaning 100 holdings, even though it is wrapped around one specific ETF. So that gives QDTE an extra point, which makes it the winner of this video. Now, I want to mention again, all of these have NAV erosion, in my opinion. The expense ratios are too high, but the total returns are kind of monsters. And you could even argue to give TSLY another point because of the total return. We'll give it a half point. So my rankings stand, QDTE being the best of this group. You can select NVDY, MSTY, and TSLY if you really believe in the underlying that year. That's one way that people utilize these yield max ETFs. And I know I gave yield max a hard time in this video, and for good reason, right? I mean, MSTY's down 42%. But if you understand how their funds function and the overall goal, and you're just trying to generate income and you think you can pick better stocks than a lot of, just overall sectors, they do have a use case, right? TSLY is up nearly 70%. NVDY is up nearly 50%. But again, round two of the zero DTE strategy has been winning big for ticker QDTE. So first place QDTE, second place TSLY, third is NVIDIA and ULTY, which NVIDIA has been better. I mean, it's just been a lot better. So I would give third place to NVIDIA, fourth place to ULTY, fifth place to MSTY. But again, this could change next year if we see a crazy Bitcoin rally. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to like the video and just subscribe to the channel. It helps me out and you see more of my content. And if you like this, you're going to love these that are popping up on your screen right now, including some videos on no NAV erosion ETFs that I bet you're going to want to see.